There are certain facets of life that I do like to live luxuriously in, and they are like health conscious, like sunglasses to protect your eyes, shoes. Those are important because you're walking all day. Oh, and cars. That's super important because that's like your whole body.
If I were to tell you that this woman's name is Tiger Lily, how surprised would you actually be? I don't know if I've ever heard anyone describe buying $10,000 heels as health conscious. She's saying that she only lives luxuriously for things that are necessities, so it's like sunglasses to protect your eyes, shoes to protect your feet, and cars to protect your sunglasses and your shoes and yourself. So let's just play along and say, yes, all of these things are luxurious, but they're also health conscious. What do you know? The next scene, she's buying a $30,000 watch.
I would like a gray watch.
Preferably one that tells
Here's
time.
something really exclusive, and I want you
I
to...
love exclusive.
That's awesome, man.
Can you imagine how excited this guy probably gets when she comes in? Oh yeah, these watches are exclusive. They only made 2 of them. They're made out of a rare narwhal bone. So I'm not sure if this is obvious, but this woman did not make all of this money. She married somebody who was clearly very, very rich. It sounds like he was controlling and didn't allow her to have friends, and the relationship just was not very good. But she was married to him for 10 years and finally got divorced. According to her, at this point, she now had her own independence and could do what's best for her children. Which, because this is 90 Day Fiancé, that means marrying a 22-year-old from Jordan the day that you meet him in person.
You are always make everything so make me so happy. I love you so much, baby.
I love you so much, honey.
So cute.
It's all very touching stuff. I'm sure her children will understand why she left them. Look at this right here. It says Tiger Lily's sons were staying with their father when she left for Jordan. It was the first time that she'd ever left them. But I know that it's worth it because this is their chance at having a family and being happy too, she added. It kind of blows my mind when people say this because how can you even pretend that this is in your children's best interest? It's not like she's looking for a good father figure. She's marrying a 22-year-old on the first day that she meets him. Imagine that conversation with her kids. Like, what do you even say? Listen, kids, mommy's having a midlife crisis and it needs to be filmed. Otherwise, what is the point of that? In 10 years, we can watch this together in therapy. So in this next scene, you think that she's hanging out with someone that's a friend of hers, but then it's just her life coach. And then you realize that she doesn't really have any genuine friends, just people around her that she pays for different reasons, like her life coach and her injectionist. Like those are the people that she's gonna invite over to hang out with. And I'm sorry, but I don't know if this life coach is doing such a good job. Like maybe tell Tiger Lily to not do this. But she still needs Tiger Lily to pay her. So it's like this delicate balance of telling them what you need to tell them versus telling them what they want to hear.
So the day that I meet him, we're getting married.
You're kidding, right? You're kidding.
No, I'm serious.
Why?
Honestly, I don't know. That would be a better answer than anything she's about to say because nothing she's going to say is going to make any sense. But anyway, before we continue with the video, I just want to say, believe it or not, there are certain facets of my life that I like to live luxuriously in as well. But luckily, because I use Scentbird, I don't have to pay luxury prices, but I still get the same thing as the guy who did. Their website has a selection of hundreds upon hundreds of designer brand perfumes and colognes, some of which can get quite expensive if you were to buy a bottle on their own. It's nice to be able to select from a huge variety without having to risk spending a lot of money to order something online that you're not even sure if you're gonna like. You get to try your first bottle for only $8, and with the amount that's given, you'll likely build up a collection in no time. My favorite one that I've received recently is Scents of Wood, Cedar, and Acacia. It kind of smells like a late summer breeze to me, and it has hints of cedar, ginger oil, cinnamon, and this stuff that I'm gonna pretend to know what it is. Huh, look at that. Its main olfactory notes are woody, earthy, and smoky, but not at all in an overpowering way. I think it's very well balanced out by the Oris. Another thing worth noting is how convenient and portable the cases are in addition to the little pouches that they come in. They're very easy to lock and to use, and the bottles contain about 120 sprays, so it's more than enough for the month. Anyway, if you'd like to start building your fragrance library with Scentbird, you can head on over to their website using the QR code or the link below and use code QUICK to get 55% off your first month. Again, that is code QUICK for 55% off your first month. You can use the QR code or the link below. All right, now it's time to check back in on Tiger Lily. That's her name. I swear, in 5 years, this show is gonna be like, my name is Shadarstiny. I got divorced 9 times. I met the love of my life 3 days ago, and we're getting married tomorrow. I'm pretty sure his name starts with an A, but he's not American, so it's hard to say.
Why?
Why not? I mean, we both know that we want to be husband and wife. We want to be together forever and all the good stuff. So
It sounds like the only thing they have in common is the fact that they want to get married. It's like, we're two people, we found each other, we both wanted to find someone, we both wanted to get married, so we're gonna get married. Okay, yes, but what do you guys actually talk about? What do you have in common? We talk about how much we love each other and how much we want to get married. Based on what, though? You want to get married because why? You love him because why? I know that I love him because I want to marry him, and I want to marry him because I love him.
there's just no reason to wait.
She's right, I can't think of one reason. You want me to wait? Why would I wait? What if I decided I don't want to do it anymore? I need to do it now while I still want to do it, because what if I don't want to do it next week? It seems like a lot of people on the show are actually really hesitant to get married deep down, but they want to lock themselves into it as quickly as possible to put more pressure on themselves in a way, as if once they are locked into marriage, everything else is just going to work itself out now because it has to.
I mean, he could have more money than me. I don't know.
Have you compared finances?
No, why would we do that? It's just weird.
Yeah, why would you do that? God. It actually terrifies me how irresponsible she is considering she has children. It seems like she is collecting quite a lot of money from this divorce of hers if she's buying like a year's salary worth of watches in an afternoon. And it sounds like she's pretending to act naive when she says, well, I don't know how much money he has. For all I know, he may have more money than I do. The chance that that is true seems to be extremely low in my opinion. And I'm sure it's also very unlikely that he doesn't know she has a lot of money.
I know that it seems crazy that I'm marrying him on the first day that we meet, but I went through a lot in my last relationship and I was trapped in a lot of ways.
So then why would you trap yourself again immediately as soon as you're free? She's saying it like that's supposed to make more sense. It makes a lot less sense. It would be one thing if she was just dating this guy, but she's getting married to him and moving there right away. It also seems like she is severely underestimating their cultural differences, and she's acting like that's not going to come into play at all. I'm sure to some extent her husband is going to want to control what she wears and how she looks.
I didn't know unconditional love even existed, and now I have that with Adnan.
Imagine saying something like what she just said and expecting people to take it seriously. I don't think there is any way to know if somebody has unconditional love for you until you actually meet them and get to know them. And it's not even like they've talked for years. There's some people on the show that have talked online for like 5 or 6 years. These two have known each other for 4 months, and it sounds like it was shortly after she got out of a 10-year relationship. All anyone has to do is sit back and let this situation unfold naturally, because all of their problems are just going to arise in no time. So anyway, in the next scene, Tiger Lily is throwing a bachelorette party and all of her friends are there, and it's really just kind of sad.
I wasn't able to have friends and be social, so my service providers became my friends, my esthetician,
Okay.
my hairstylist,
Right.
my life coach,
Why don't we calm down
my
a little bit?
lash
Take it
girl,
easy.
and my
How many
injector.
All right. First off, this lady kind of terrifies me. Does anybody really need this many people doing this many different things for them? Does anybody really need this guy hanging around? Even if she may not have had a good relationship with her ex, she clearly likes living this type of lifestyle, which isn't an issue if that's what you want to do, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But obviously, if you move to the Middle East and marry some 22-year-old guy, you're not going to be able to do the same things that you were doing here. I have a feeling that he's not going to want your injector and your hairstylist and your lash girl hanging around all the time. That's just a prediction. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So next, Tiger Lily reveals that she has no say in the wedding and that it's being entirely planned by her fiance. Her friends are obviously concerned about this, and then they just start to ask questions about their differences in general.
Like, it's a strict religion.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be like strict? You know?
Well, so he has asked me to take off a low-cut top, and it was showing cleavage. So I'm already, like, changing my style.
Great, and your relationship has only been online so far. When he said that, you were living here in America. Do you think it's gonna get better when you move there? Couples like this on this show have historically not been successful. It seems like they don't really work out unless one side is willing to convert, because both of them feel like their beliefs and values are being compromised.
I mean, it is interesting that you've gotten out of a very controlling relationship. That was one of the biggest things that was to turn off about your ex, right? And now you're flying across the world.
She seems to think that this is just a game or some cute personality trait, like, oh, there she goes again, getting married, she's always fallen in love, how charming. No, you didn't learn your lesson at all. You don't seem to understand the position you're putting yourself and your children in, and we're supposed to just laugh along with you like this is some funny little quirky little thing. How are you supposed to expect people to empathize with your situation about your ex and the fact that you don't want to be controlled when you're willingly putting yourself into another position like that, all the while showing that you are prioritizing yourself above your own children? So next thing you know, she's on her way to the airport and she's bringing her stylist and her lash girl with her. I do have to make a bit of a correction. Originally, I thought she was moving there right away, but actually she's only going there for 6 days and then coming back to the US. 6 days is a staggeringly short amount of time to marry and get to know somebody, and I'm assuming if they're getting married there that he expects she's going to move there eventually, but also I'm assuming they didn't talk about this at all. For all we know, she could be expecting him to move to the US and he could be expecting her to move there.
Finally, baby.
Hi, baby.
Finally, you are with me now.
Finally.
Miss you, baby, so much.
Jeez, even them meeting for the first time is dull and lifeless. They really do seem like two complete strangers. They don't even seem like people that have known each other online. And they're literally about to go straight from the airport to sign a marriage contract. Like there's no in between. They're not gonna stop to have lunch together and even just talk or anything.
Baby, is my outfit okay for Jordan?
Yes, baby. But we will fix it something.
What do you mean we'll fix it?
I will tell you and you will change.
We're off to a phenomenal start here, as you can see. Next, they're all in the car together and nobody's even talking. They're all just sitting there in silence. She is supposedly meeting the love of her life for the first time and she's already bored as hell, just sitting there. They're sitting there like they've known each other for 4 years and this is just a random day. Oh my god, don't you just love them together? They have such good chemistry. I think these might be the 4 most boring people on the planet right now. That's amazing. They're all in a car together. This is like a once in a billion years chance right here. This is what happens when 4 people who aren't interested in anybody but themselves get together. They're like, what do we do? How do we all talk? How can we all talk at the same time but all be talking about ourselves? It doesn't really work, so let's just be silent.
Oh, that's cool.
All right.
Hey Shadarstiny, you have like 10 minutes to get to know your husband. Maybe you should just ask something or say something instead of just staring out the window. It's not even like there's a language barrier here. This guy speaks English. It seems to me like she just doesn't really have that much of an interest in him or his life, and vice versa, honestly.
You would think they're about to get married, they would have so much to talk about. And it's just crickets.
Is this how their whole relationship has been? They go on FaceTime and just sit there and stare at each other? I finally know what unconditional love feels like. I just landed here in Jordan and my fiance and I haven't spoken in 27 minutes. Seriously, they ran out of shit to talk about already. How is that even possible? Now her friends are like awkwardly trying to force conversation.
So do you live in Amman?
Yeah.
You have any sisters?
I have 5 sisters
5 sisters?
Wow.
and 9 brothers.
So I'm like 95% sure that Tiger Lily is learning all of this for the first time, just like her friends. And it's absolutely hilarious that, as you'll see, one of the first things they bring up ends up turning into a disagreement between them because they don't know each other at all. So it's like one of the only topics to come up. Oh, what do you know? They don't agree. They are literally on their way to get married and they just find out that they don't agree when it comes to having kids.
How many kids do you want?
Maybe 5?
5.
Wait, so 5? You didn't even tell me, baby.
What? You didn't even tell me that, babe. Come to think of it, you didn't even tell me anything. We didn't even talk. Are you even my fiance? Honestly, I think there are perfect strangers out there that would be able to guess more about each other than she knows about him. So then her friends ask if he has lived there for his entire life, and he says that he does like to travel a lot and has lived in other places, but always comes back to Jordan because a lot of his family lives there. So she asks, oh, well, what are you gonna do when we move to America? And he sort of makes it sound like he just is going to come and go as he pleases.
So you're okay to live in the U.S. and
I can live in US and come and go back like this.
since we're getting married in a few hours, we don't really have time to get on the same page.
Wow, that is one hell of a statement right there. Since we're getting married in a few hours, we don't really have time to agree on having kids or where to live or our future or our religion or our values or our interests or our hobbies or what I like to wear. So next, they're on their way to their marriage signing thing or whatever, and he informs her that she's gonna meet his mother, and she is like really surprised by this for some reason. If she wanted to know things like this, maybe she should have communicated with her fiance. It's like she thinks everything's just gonna happen automatically.
My mother will be there.
Wait, why?
Because, baby, this is important moment.
I can't believe he invited his mother to the marriage signing. I just want to cry. I don't even know if I can go through with this, but we're getting married, so I don't really have time to think about things like this because I just can't stop talking like this.
I'm gonna meet your mom. Like, I wish I would have known. I had no idea she was going to be coming.
In the last episode, she told her friends that he is planning the wedding and she doesn't know anything about it, and now she's surprised that his mother is coming, which seems like the least surprising thing. And honestly, she seems more concerned about this than the fact that they don't agree on having children or where to live. Anyway, we have come to the end of this video, but next time we will talk about the wedding and beyond. There have been a lot of delusional people on this show, but I think Shadarstiny is really giving everybody a run for their money. I'm trying to think about how many times on this show people get married on day one after talking for such a short time. There may have been a few, but I can't really think of any right now. Does anyone think this is the fastest moving relationship we've seen on this show? Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really appreciate all the kind comments. Also, just a quick thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to use code QUICK to get 55% off your first month. But until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you later.
I mean, he could have more money than me. I don't know.
Have you compared finances?
No, why would we do that? It's just weird.